The End Bad Governance protests in Kaduna took a different dimension on the fifth day. The protesters hit the streets with the Russian flag. The protest later turns violent as public and private offices are looted by the protesters. It got to the point they attempted to hijack an armored personnel carrier. Unable to access it, they climbed all over, even as the driver tried to shake them off. The state government eventually declared a 24-hour curfew to stem the violence. In a statement signed by the overseeing commissioner for the Ministry of Internal Security and Home Affairs, Mr. Samuel Arwan, the government says the measure was taken in the interests of peace. There were also scenes of protesters flying the Russian flag in neighboring Katsina State. The protesters, mostly young people, started from the family home of late President Umaru Yar'Adua and marched through Kofa Dobe Street down to the defunct Yar'Kutungu Market. In Gusau, the Zamfara state capital, some protesters regrouped carrying Russian flag. The protesters are mostly children and youths who march across major points in the state capital, including Tudunwada, Freedom Square, the Government House, and Garabiu. Despite the 24-hour curfew in Plateau State, miscreants in Dilimi area clashed with security. However, normalcy was restored following the reinforcement by security agencies. Meanwhile, Governor Morufintiri of Adamawa State has described the demand of the End Bad Governance protesters as genuine. In the statewide broadcast, the government states that there are macroeconomic policy issues that can best be addressed by the federal government.
Good governance is your right, and that is what we have all sworn to give you. That is what is our trademark in Adamawa State. As a government, we don't really need to protest you don't need to protest to remind us of this sacred responsibility. We are doing our best to cushion the effect of your hardship. We are particularly conscious of the disturbing youth bulge with a growing unemployment rate that is alarming.
Governor Fintiri commended the people for hearkening to the government's call for calm as the state has been peaceful, assuring that his administration will ensure that their demands receive attention.